passport bro math is when a guy leaves a Western country because apparently all Western women are gold diggers. But then when he gets to that third world country, the first thing he does is he leads with his wallet.
We're going to unpack this whole passport bro phenomenon and the conversations it has sparked, especially concerning some interactions between African American men and Kenyan women. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Black Tea Podcast. Now, I want to say from the outset that as a Christian, I believe that all individuals are made in God's image and deserve respect. We are to treat others as we ourselves wish to be treated. The interactions we've seen online fall short of that.
There's a group of Black American men who have been creating content about life in Kenya and then encouraging other men to leave the US and come settle down in Kenya for many reasons, including the obvious ones. Weather is great, it's not so expensive compared to the US, people are friendly, but more importantly, they're encouraging men to move to Kenya because of the women. They're calling Africa and especially Kenya the hope for masculinity and a man's paradise. They say that Kenyan women, number one, are very beautiful and attractive, but more than this, they say that women in Kenya are very feminine, soft, and submissive.
The thing is, Kenyan women are so soft and kind and feminine.
They're being treated like kings here without even having to put in so much effort, that they only need to send text messages at the right time, and these women, we women, are melting in their arms.
My experience, they kind of just melt in your arms. They kind of just fall in your arms. I don't really have to do much. I don't have to put in that much effort. The most effort that I have to put in is to send messages accordingly at the correct times of the day and be consistent with messaging. As long as you do that, I don't see how you can not be successful.
Their main challenge is actually having to say no, picking and choosing, because the options of good women are too many. The applications are too many. They cannot believe it because they say women in Kenya exist in their femininity naturally.
I'll be honest with you. The most probably difficult thing you'll probably deal with here when it comes to dating is to not accept everybody that comes your way.
There's a bunch of Black American men that have settled in Nairobi or settling in Nairobi, and they're making content around Kenyan women being soft, feminine, sweet, and they are being treated like kings compared to how they are being treated in America. And as a Kenyan woman, I'll be honest, it's the money, bro. It's the dollar that you came with from US that is giving you that level of treatment. Let the dollar run out, Troy. Let the money run out. That's when you'll find out that Kenyan women can also be rude and disrespectful. You want to play with Nairobi dating scenes with no finance, Troy? It's not the accent that is sustained that relationship. It's not the bling bling. It's not the dreadlocks. It's not the fact that you're saying you're related to Kanye West. It's not the fact that you're saying you're former producer of Drake. It's not the fact that you're saying that you know Beyonce from the blog. No. It's not the hip hop songs. It's the fact that you came with a dollar sign. Let the money run out. That's when you will find out that in Kenya, money speaks multiple languages. I know they're not telling you the truth. It's not because you have the most charming personality. It's not the fact that you have a nice accent and you have, nice culture. Leroy, is the dollar. When the dollar runs out, that's when you'll find out the truth.
Let's start with the premise presented by some of these passport bros, who are suggesting that Kenyan women are somehow more desirable because they are feminine, soft, and submissive. This idea is not just offensive, it's fundamentally flawed. It reduces women to stereotypes and suggests that their value is based on their perceived level of docility. The scriptures teach us that women are equal partners with men, created with their own unique strengths and gifts. Furthermore, suggesting that women should be treated like kings is a distortion of the biblical teaching of servant leadership. The biblical model is that men should treat women with respect and honor, and not expect to be served. Then, we have this Kenyan woman who is pushing back against these ideas and offering a much-needed perspective. She rightly points out that the attention these men are receiving might be related more to their financial status than any inherent charm. She says, "It's the dollar." And that's a sharp observation. It's not about accent or dreadlocks or claims of knowing celebrities. It's about money. I think we need to be honest with ourselves. Are we pursuing relationships based on superficial factors, or are we genuinely seeking meaningful connections built on shared values and respect? As Christians, we're called to seek genuine love, not transactions of convenience. Now, the response from one of these passport bros is deeply troubling. His reaction, where he claims they are dominating in Nairobi and that they are saving Kenyan women, reeks of arrogance and a complete lack of humility. He even goes so far as to suggest that Kenyan women should be grateful for their presence due to their higher socioeconomic status. He also called the women monkeys, which is a racial slur, and this type of disrespect is not acceptable for anyone to use, let alone a Christian. Let's be clear, no one has the right to speak to another person like that. It's contrary to the teachings of Christ, and it reflects a deeply problematic superiority complex. The scriptures teach us to esteem others as more important than ourselves.
Of course, we selling in Nairobi, and we dominating too. See, I don't know what it is, but it seems like people always got something to say about us. We just minding our business, but now you done woke up the beast. Lady, you talking all this mess inside of a $200 apartment. You should be lucky that passport bros are here to save your ass. The average passport bro that's traveling is making anywhere from $5,000 to $15,000 a month. We don't need you. You need us. Let's get this clear. We set the trend. We don't follow the trend. So there's a lot of negativity, brothers. And if these women keep talking negative about us, let's just leave and see them scrape. You know, most of these women been living in huts anyway. You know what I'm saying? But here's the deal. Bro, our social economic standing is so high, we shouldn't even tolerate this bullshit. People got a lot of stuff to say about passport bros, but I'm here to tell y'all, passport bros are here to save y'all ass. And if y'all don't know, y'all better understand this. If you don't understand anything else, be careful for what you say to a person that can control your whole economic foundation. Y'all better be careful, because one thing about me is that I'm the final boss and I don't tolerate. So you women better recognize right now, you're dealing with the final boss. Sharper than a razor, baby. Don't play with me. I'm everything your man could want to be. I'm tall, I'm handsome, I'm fit, I'm rich. I got the education, and I'm from America. So level up. You ain't ready.
So apparently one of the low-functioning passport bros got a hold of my video, and he was feeling salty about it and has been running around the internet addressing me. I wasn't aware. My friend just sent me the video. So because he's American and he's from America, I had to find something American, to wear to address this fool. He said that they have come to dominate Kenya or Africa, I don't know. And my question is, dominate where? Dominate where? With what? An accent and tattoos and some pocket change? You cannot compete where you don't compare. Dominate a country like Kenya that has a rich culture is admired worldwide. What contribution are you going to add? He said they don't need us. We need them. Yet he's the one who flew 10,000 kilometers from America. America, the so-called America that they are praising, that is the superpower of the world, to come to Kenya to find women. And yet you don't need us? What is this fool saying? You've been in a country, what, couple of months, maybe some years? Do you see any Kenyan men making content about you guys, worried about you guys, taking their women? Do you see any Kenyan men bothered by your presence in the country? Because to Kenyan men, you're a non-issue. The way you guys whine in America when a black woman marries or dates a white man. Kenyan men are unbothered. Kenyan men are worried about Nigerians. Those are beasts. Those are movers. Those are people that can shake a Kenyan man. You're like a mosquito that is disturbing the owner of the house when he's trying to sleep. So calm down. Relax. You want to run on the internet, yapping, talking nonsense, calling us monkeys, disrespecting us in our own country. And to any Kenyan woman that is engaging with this fool, I need a picture. When you see this fool somewhere with a woman, I need to see this kind of woman, because it can only be a low-functioning woman that can indulge such a low-functioning man. Because how will you lie down with a man that disrespects your country, disrespects your culture, thinks like he's the best thing to be made ever after pockets on jeans? Yeah, thinks like he's the most handsome man to ever walk God's green earth, and he has come to save us, Black Jesus. And you lie down with him, saying this is the love of your life. Shame on you. You're there yapping, running your mouth and saying, I'm American, So what if you're American? That's why you have to go to Africa, a country where we value people. We value people of color. We are a community. You have a sense of community, and we take care of each other. That's why you went there. And then you want to be talking nonsense. As if you're the new sheriff in town. Now, because you have some pocket change, you want to flex. If you're that rich, why didn't you stay in America and compete with your fellow Americans? In that capitalistic country, why didn't you stay there? You have to go to Africa, a low-income country, for you to flex. It's like a man transitioning to be a woman, to compete in female sports, because you cannot compete with your fellow men. Sit down, relax, calm down. That rage you have from America, relax it. Nobody's against you. We are all Black people in Africa. Just enjoy. And this is just particularly to this fool, because I know Black Americans who are in Nairobi enjoying, who are dating friends of friends that are enjoying quietly, not disturbing anybody. And then you have fools like this who have gotten a smartphone for the first time. Because in America, you had no smartphone. You had no house, no rice, no nothing. In fact, you are like an insect. Disrespecting African women in their own country. Now I understand why Black American women didn't want you guys. You are dead stock, rejects. Do you know how bad you have to be as a man to be rejected by your own women, especially Black American? Does this fool know how Kenyan women roll? They might look naive. They might look like they don't know things the way according to American standards, because Kenyan women are going to humble you. They're going to teach you lessons you've never... It will be like a movie. You will be on 60 Minutes Australia, stating your story and crying like a child. So relax, go and put on a shirt. Go and put on a shirt and then talk to your elders with respect. Saying I'm making my content from a $200 apartment, while you're making your content outside, meaning you're already homeless. Leroy. You're already homeless with no clothes. Aye. Anyway, the Bible says when you argue with a fool, you become a fool. So, everyone sleep.
I appreciated the Kenyan woman's response to this man's arrogance and disrespect. She calls out his behavior as foolish, arrogant, and shallow. She rightly points out that his attempts to dominate with pocket change are laughable. She also highlights that there are many Black Americans who live in Kenya and live in peace and with respect. She brings up a crucial point that resonates with me. We should value people for who they are, not for what they have or where they come from. This is especially true within the Black community. As Christians, we are taught to live together in unity. The woman rightly points out that this man went to Africa because he could not compete in America, and she likens it to a man transitioning to a woman to participate in female sports because they cannot compete with other men. I don't think that is a perfect analogy, but I understand the gist of it. The scriptures instruct us that we should be where God has placed us. She also said, "You cannot compete where you don't compare," which is a very astute statement. If you need a different context to feel superior or a different playing field, you are likely the problem, not the environment. Finally, the original presenter makes a key point about the mindset of these passport bros. She states that their mindset, going to these countries with a sense of superiority, is a recipe for disaster. She goes on to say these men do not understand the reality on the ground and are setting themselves up for heartbreak and disappointment. She rightly suggests that women should be vetted. This is sage advice, but it seems like a band-aid on a larger problem. I believe the real problem is that these men view these women as somehow beneath them, rather than as fellow human beings, deserving of love and respect. As believers, we should be filled with the Spirit, which is characterized by love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Galatians 5:22-23. We should be focused on building relationships that reflect Christ's love for the church. So what's the takeaway from all of this? It's that we need to be careful of our motives when we are entering into relationships with others. We need to guard ourselves against arrogance, materialism, and stereotypes. We need to treat every person with respect and dignity, and we need to remember that true love is rooted in Christ and not in selfish desires or cultural assumptions. I believe that when we do these things, we will be able to create communities that are more uplifting, honest, and honorable. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Until next time, stay grounded, stay in faith, and keep seeking truth. God bless.